My name is James Chronister, and I'm here at Lux in Encinitas, California.
James Chronister's artwork is surprising. It's hard to tell what you're looking at. Are they photographs or silk screens? They're actually paintings. Chronister places thousands and thousands of little black marks on a canvas to create detailed images of dense forests and elaborate interiors.
The painting that's right behind me right now, it's a 60 by 60 oil on canvas. It takes about 2 months of full-time work, of like 9 to 5, in the studio, just like a job.
Chronister is the latest resident artist at Lux. For the next month, he'll live and work here. He'll be spending most of his time in this curtained-off corner of the Lux Gallery. Chronister looks for an image he wants to paint in old books. His latest series features ornate rooms inside palaces. Chronister creates a grid on the image with tape. He then grids off a corresponding square on the canvas. He projects the image onto the white canvas and turns off the lights. Chronister paints in the dark. He makes small black marks onto the canvas where the projected image is, but he paints in such small detail, he doesn't always know where he's at in the image.
Half the time I don't know what I'm painting. Half the time it's some sort of like chair leg obscured in shadow, and I don't know which is the shadow and which is the chair leg.
Visitors to Lux can not only see Chronister's work, they can watch him paint.
The program here at Lux is taking off the cloak of the artist process. It's having kids come in here, or adults and kids, come in and rap with the artist and ask them how they do it, or she does it, and it's very unique in that way. And so I wish I did things like that when I was a kid.
Chronister grew up in Helena, Montana, where he spent a lot of his childhood walking in the forest, listening to music.
It just sort of felt like a little mini adventure. You could just go out by yourself and listen to your headphones. I was really into The Song Remains the Same, the Led Zeppelin movie, when I was younger, and still am, I guess. And there's a bunch of scenes, like all the individual members of Led Zeppelin have their individual dream sequences. And Jimmy Page, the guitar player, his dream sequence was sort of meandering through this darkened forest and sort of scaling the side of this rock face and grasping up at this wizard who waved this big psychedelic wand, back and forth across the screen, and so I kind of wanted to find that wizard, I guess.
Chronister visits the forest again and again in his work. He's also created images of famous musicians. For Chronister, music inspires his entire process.
The thing that I want to replicate that influences me in my studio the most is the space that is found within music.
A good example is LA-based musician Ariel Pink. Pink's early albums had a homemade sound that Chronister admires. Pink would record himself playing all the instruments on old analog equipment. Chronister tries to emulate that sensibility in his paintings.
I try to have that sort of idea of them being analog. They're not digital, they're not a photograph, they're not made on the computer, they're handmade.
Chronister's been perfecting his painting style for almost 15 years. He's hoping to get pretty far on this new painting while at Lux.
You feel very supported, these paintings aren't easy to make, and I'm away from my wife and my cat or whatever, but it's a very supportive environment. It's really great. It's really great to be here.
Angela Carone, KPBS News.